If there's any verse that is abused in the Bible, and I use the word abuse with a lot of caution, acknowledging what is happening in our country and how we relate to the word abuse. But back to my verse, it should be the verse of do not judge, judgment is for God. I think this is one of the verses that even people that don't affiliate to Christ or are born again will throw this verse without even thinking about it. And equally, as Christians, whenever we are convicted by ourselves or we are shown the way by our brothers and sisters, we normally just throw that same verse and say, don't judge. Judgment is for God. I'm excited today to be reviewing Romans chapter 14, which deals with the danger of criticism. We are going to do chapter 15 together and 16 as we conclude the book of Romans. We also have additional reading 1 John chapter 1 to 3. My name is Lizzy, and let me greet you in the powerful name of Jesus. We are on day 332 of our Bible reading. I'm going to go straight into chapter 14, and that is where I'm going to spend some time with you. And like I said, the other verses we are going to discuss in our Zoom meeting at 5. I already mentioned that the title of this book is The Danger of Criticism. So we are going to go straight into it. So on verse 1, it starts and tells us that if there are people that are weaker in faith, we shouldn't be spending time arguing with them on what is wrong and what is right. We should accept them. I like how chapter 2 talks about vegetables, and it talks about a person that want to eat everything, especially in the world where we are busy with diets, we are busy choosing different ways of eating. And the Bible differentiates these two people as the one that eats everything as a person that is quite stronger, and the one that feel weaker then choose to eat only vegetables. And then in chapter 3, immediately the Bible starts telling us that both these two people are not doing anything wrong. The wrong then come when another person look down at the other person's choices. And then the Bible also go to tell us about days. We also know, especially in our diverse country, where people have the liberty to choose when it's their Sabbath day or when they want to reserve the day to serve their God. And there are other people that then choose that all days are holy and they observe them as holy. Again, the Bible there tells us that these people, none of them is wrong. The only wrong comes when the other one want to compare or want to look down at the choice of another person. And then the Bible then tells us that whatever that we choose that we think is right, we need to convince ourselves that this is what is right for ourselves. And the Bible reminds us then that we are living for God, and we are also dying for God. And I think this is a nice reminder during this time, because I think even as Christians, we want to have a consent, we want to have an agreement of what is a sin and what is not a sin. But we also then forget that we are not actually living for each other. We are living for God. The Bible also reminds us that we are going to account. We are going to personally account to God. One by one, we're going to be facing our own judgment. We're going to sit on the judgment seat and account for ourselves. It's not our pastors, it's not our parents, it's not our friends that are going to account. A very important thing to note. The Bible tells us, especially around food, that whatever that you eat should not make another person stumble or fall. So the Bible tells us that if you're eating anything and it's distressing your brother or your sister, you must stop eating it. As much as you think it's right, that righteousness is between you and God. But as long as it's making another person stumble or distress, stop eating that. This is another point that I'm really looking forward to be discussing with you. Back to it, the Bible tells us that you can eat all food, you can eat all wine, but like I have already mentioned, it shouldn't be distressing your brother, it shouldn't be making your brother to fall. Very important one though is the Bible reminds us that we need to convict ourselves, and we need to listen and obey our personal convictions. So something that might be right for another person, if you personally feel like this is wrong, and you continue doing it, you are sinning against God. And I think this is another important thing for us to note, that we need to listen to our souls, we need to listen to our convictions, and we need to be able to obey our own convictions. I'm just going to end it there. I'm looking forward to discussing this further and hearing your revelations, your opinion, and what you really think about what I have just talked about. I'm also excited to learn from the other verses that, the other chapters that I already shared. And I'm looking forward to be discussing this with you. Do join our Zoom meeting. Thank you.